What are some body language mistakes that you want to avoid? Let's find out. So I'm going to share with you 9 body language mistakes that most presenters and most public speakers are making. Now, I first learned the importance, of your body language when I was around 17 or 18 years old. At that time, I already tried to improve my public speaking skills quite a bit. Yeah, but it was at that stage that I took the first public speaking seminar, that I went to. And I still remember I was the youngest kid in the room. Almost everybody else, they were seasoned business people. And so the trainer looked a little strange at me. What's this young guy doing here? But I did it anyway. And during that seminar, I was video recorded by the trainer. One of these old VHS cassette recorders back then. If you're younger and you're watching this, you will not know those. But anyway, so he would video record me, and then afterwards he would take the VHS out, put it in the player and show me, all the mistakes that I was making. And I can tell you, I made all the mistakes in the book. Until then, I didn't realize, what the effect was from my side on my audience. But trust me, when I saw myself, I was like, oh my God, this is horrible. This is just terrible. Yeah, so from that moment on, I started overcoming and getting better and better and better with my own body language as well. And what I can tell you why body language is so important, it creates an image about yourself in your audience. They either will think, oh, he's nervous, he's scared, he's not confident, I cannot trust him, right? So these are all not good things. So we really have to overcome these mistakes. So let's have a look. What are some of the biggest mistakes? Mistake number 1, a mistake made by so many business presenters, looking at your slides. The presenter does not look at the audience. No, he or she turns and focuses exclusively on the slides, not connecting with the audience, but only focusing on the slides. And the issue is when you do that, you will not build that connection with the audience. Yeah, it's much better, to have a balance. Look at your slides, look at your audience. Look at your slides, look at your audience. So if you make this mistake, overcome it because it's a big one. Mistake number 2, looking to the ground. This happens to a lot of presenters just out of nervousness, or sometimes they look around the room as well, but they're too nervous and too scared to look at the audience. This happens especially to new presenters, to new speakers, who have not presented a lot in their life. So again, if this is something you want to overcome, because it really doesn't build that connection with your audience. Looking at the ground, what are you doing? Are you studying the ground? How many trees are growing right now? That's not a good thing to do. Number 3, I can't show you exactly right now, but put your hands in your pocket. Putting your hands in your pocket, is that a good thing? No. Where you see it quite a lot, I have to say, having trained people from over 42 countries, the people who do it the most are people from North America. And in North America, the US and Canada, it's kind of accepted. Also, when I lived in Canada, I've seen it a lot. A lot of great presenters, even a lot of great speakers, have one or even both hands in their pocket. But for the rest of the world, it's a gesture that screams rudeness. That is not a very good thing to do. In some cultures, it's highly rude, actually, to have your hands in your pocket. Yeah, so even if you're from North America and you're watching this, I recommend, if you're presenting especially to global audiences, get your hands out. Use your gestures. It looks better too. Number 4, the gun. What do you think? Every time I do a workshop, I test it with my audience. I pick someone in the room and I point the gun at them. And I always ask them, and everybody else, how do you feel about me pointing the gun at you? They was like, not good, not good. And I asked the rest of the room, how do you feel? People do not feel good when they're pointed at, especially with the gun. Yeah, so this is another gesture that you want to be very, very careful with. Especially more, how can I say, pushy, decisive, go-getter type of people. They tend to gunpoint quite a lot at their audience. So if this is a mistake that you make, overcome it and overcome it quickly, because it really is not a good thing to build a connection with your audience. Take number 5, crossed arms. How do you feel when you look at a presenter who has their arms crossed? Now most people tell me, there are a couple of options. Strict, or the person is very defensive, doesn't want to let anybody in, or they're holding something back, they're not open basically, they're really holding something back. So all these images are not good for you when you give your presentation. So watch yourself with your crossed arms, because it doesn't help. No, it really hurts your presentation. So if this is you, stop doing this, please. Mistake number 6, hands behind your back. When you have your hands behind your back, like I have here right now, how does that make the audience feel? Again, most people say, yeah, it's a strict presenter, or I don't know why, but I cannot trust him. Okay, having your hands behind your back, it can really lead to that mistrust, like you're hiding something, because you are hiding something. You're hiding your hands behind your back. So this is not a good thing. Bring your hands to the front, use your gestures a little bit more. Yeah, don't hide them behind. It really doesn't help you. Mistake number 7, slouched shoulders. Quasimodo style, as I like to call it. Does this scream confidence, yes or no? No, this usually shows a very nervous, a very scared, a very weakened, sometimes sadly even a depressed presenter, because their nervousness almost makes them depressed. It's not a pretty picture, yeah. This does not scream confidence. This is the opposite of confidence, If you're having your shoulders leaning forward, your head down, this is something you have to avoid at all costs. Mistake number 8, the banana, as I like to call it. What's the banana? The banana is when you keep moving around. You're standing in one spot, but you keep moving your body. Your hips go left and right and left and right and left and right, and it doesn't stop. If you're looking at a video, it's really like a banana. It's really funny to watch. Again, it's nervousness expressing itself through your body. The nervousness has to leave your body somehow. So a lot of presenters that I train, they have that nervousness inside their body and they let it out with the banana. Yeah, the banana really looks weird. Really looks weird. Many of these other mistakes, they give a hint of nervousness to your audience. They give a bad image. The banana is a 100% clear sign to any audience that you're nervous, because you're shaking around and you're moving around. The only thing worst you could do is shake. Yeah, that's the other thing, of course. That's when you're extremely nervous, but the banana is a very, very common mistake. Mistake number 9, the angry face. I'm angry at you guys. Unbelievable. You should listen to me carefully. What I share with you is very important. Happens quite a bit, yeah. The presenter, sometimes passion becomes too much. Sometimes confidence just becomes too much. In a presentation, they turn to anger. Especially as an example, when a manager presenting to their team, and the presentation is about not achieving the goals, not getting the job done. Anger is a common emotion that expresses itself. It's a common emotion that you want to avoid, but especially, your facial expressions. You got to watch out there. Don't present in an angry way, okay? Not a good thing. So there you have it. These are the 9 big body language mistakes. And again, don't get me wrong, there are a lot more variations I could be telling you about, okay? But these are some of the biggest ones that I see in my workshops all the time, that I've been seeing over the last 14 years all the time. So think about one time and comment below, what are some of the common mistakes that you are making and that you want to fix and you want to overcome as well. And hey, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Click like if you liked it. And I look forward to seeing you again for the next video.